I'm Josh Light with PoliticIt.com here in Boise, Idaho with Pro-Life. He is an independent candidate running for Congress in District 1. How are you doing today, Pro-Life?
Good. I'm glad you came to Idaho. This is really fortunate, I think. I think you'll like my interview, and you'll like Boise. And I think what you're doing is really good. Hopefully, people will be honest. All of these politicians will be honest as they answer your questions, but of course, politicians are liars. And so we know that they're going to massage your message, so, that's just a given. We'll just see how much candidates do when you interview them. If you ask the right questions, I think that it might help. And I know you do. I can tell that you're an honest kind of a guy. So what else you got on your mind now?
Well, what I got on my mind right now, Pro-Life, is that your legal name is Pro-Life. Do you want to tell viewers out there how'd that happen?
Yes, I'm a pro-life activist, so in 2004 I changed my middle name to Pro-Life. And then in 2006 I ran for governor. So when I went and filed at the governor's office, I put Marvin Pro-Life Richardson on my application, And so then I went home and looked on the computer, and they just had Marvin Richardson. So I contacted them, and they said, well, we're probably not going to let you put your middle name on here. And I said, you have no law or precedent to keep my middle name off the ballot, and I can sue you. And the Secretary of State says, well, hey, maybe go ahead. But he would use the Attorney General and not have to pay any out-of-pocket costs. But I had another option. I could go to court and drop Marvin and Richardson and just have Pro-Life for the ballot. So that's what I did. And I've enjoyed my name. I can tell when I meet someone and tell them my name's Pro-Life, I can tell immediately whether they're pro-life or they're pro-baby murder. And because when a person is pro-life, they will smile, they'll laugh, they'll think that's pretty funny. But people that are pro-choice, I guess you'd say pro-baby murder, what they will do is they'll play like they didn't even hear your name. Hey, that's cool. That's like Joe or John or something. And I never thought that would be the case. But it's very interesting. I like my name. My family, my wife, everybody calls me Pro-Life. Nobody knows me by anything different now. Some of my old friends, they'll call me by my old name, Marvin, but I'm glad I did this. So what's your next question?
I'm wondering, so you're against the Federal Reserve System. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I am against the Federal Reserve System. In 1913, we got the National Banking Act, and it set up an exclusive private bank, the Federal Reserve System. They disguised the name to make it look like a government institution, and I understand that in that act there was supposed to be an audit done annually for the Federal Reserve System and published to the American people. And I understand there's never been one yet done, and we know very little about the internal workings of the Federal Reserve System. We know that the officers of the Federal Reserve System own stock in it, but we don't know who owns the bulk of the stock in it, how much gold they have, whether our gold has been transferred to them, and whether all the central banks of the world are tied into it. I think they are, and I think it's a big worldwide banking conspiracy that controls the politics of the world and our country, of course. And so I think one of the reasons we go into the Middle East and occupy those nations is because they don't believe in usury. They don't believe in having central banking like we do. And so Iran, they sell oil to India, and they're having India pay in precious metals, gold and silver, right now. And so the international bankers don't like that. I say we just need to abolish the Federal Reserve System. And maybe you can get killed for saying that, but when you're a little candidate like myself, I'm old, I could die, I don't care. But Ron Paul, he did not say they were as big a crooks as they are. He just said, let's audit the Federal Reserve, but we should just abolish it. We can do that right now. And so what do you got next?
What's your opinion on the wars that we've been having?
Well, I believe that 9/11 was orchestrated. I have a blasting license. I used to work in coal mines and set off big charges of explosives. And those buildings came down through explosives. Those planes hitting in the top of the buildings didn't cause that. And one building, Building 7, a few hours afterwards, came down in a controlled explosive demolition. And I don't know who is totally all responsible for that, but there needs to be another investigation, the right kind of investigation, with people like myself and people that, could care less about whose politicians are going to get maybe put in jail for the rest of their life for causing that kind of stuff. I do know this, that Larry Silverstein, who is maybe a dual U.S. Israeli citizen, he had a 99-year lease on those buildings. He just increased the insurance just before that happened. And so it's really curious as to who orchestrated all of that. And you can read all kinds of theories on it. But I suggest that people go to A&E 9/11, Architects and Engineers for 9/11. They show you that the federal investigation and explanation of that, the 9/11 Commission, is total baloney, and I believe that. So now what?
So what's your opinion on Obama and Biden?
Well, I didn't think that Biden was a communist, but I know that Obama is, and so Biden's tolerating that, and all the other Democrats are tolerating that. They know that he's a total socialist, and he's against our Constitution. He doesn't care anything about the Constitution, so he will do just whatever he can get away with through his executive power, and he doesn't care. And so the biggest crime committed in the Obama administration is by the Republicans. They've watched him commit all of these unconstitutional acts, and not one of them has gone out on the floor of the Senate or the House and asked for his impeachment or offered articles of impeachment. And so I'm totally disgusted with Republicans. They're the worst because they honor the Constitution to some extent. They take an oath to follow the Constitution, and of course they're lying. They know that Social Security, health care, education, welfare, recreation, medicine, all of those functions are, they're not in Article 1, Section 8. That's where you can read all of the designated powers. They're outside of that. They have been for generations now, so culturally our Constitution is trashed. And and the Republicans aren't going to do anything about it. And like President Romney coming up here, I think he'll be the president. He's already said that he will commit an unconstitutional act. So on November 7th, I'm going to have a sign made that says impeach Romney. And because he said that if Iran gets a nuclear weapon, he doesn't even have to consult Congress. He can just go over there and use our military to get rid of that nuclear weapon, or invade them, suppress them, however he's going to chooses to do that in and of his own administration. That's unconstitutional. So I know I'm going to ask for the impeachment of Mr. Romney. And of course, Bush, Obama, Clinton, they all need to be impeached. I don't know, you could go back to World War II on the war issue to find some president that could be there legally doing the things that he does on the war issue. But since World War II, we've never declared war. We've been in all kinds of wars, military actions, and we've never used marque and reprisal. That's in Article 1, Section 8, Paragraph 11, along with Declaration of War. So I guess that's enough on that one.
So if you don't like President Obama and you don't like Mitt Romney, do you like any presidential candidates?
I do. In Idaho here, I belong to a little party called the Independent American Party. It's independentamericans.org. And we have a candidate who's a write-in candidate here in Idaho. His name is Will Christensen. He's 75 years old. He left the Republican Party in 1967. He's kind of a guy like myself. He's studied politics his whole life. He has, I think, 9 or 11 children. He has, it's either 86 or 68 grandchildren. He's really a pro-life guy. He's really a total constitutionalist, and So I'm going to write him in. It counts here in Idaho. We'll see how many write-in votes he gets. People don't know much about him, but he's a great guy. You can go to christensengibbs2012.org or something like that, and or Google Will Christensen or Independent American Party. All right.
Pro-life, what are you doing to improve your IT score?
What am I doing? I don't do much. I'm a farmer and I'm poor, and so I just do things like this, and I really appreciate it. I take all the free media I can. When you have to run every 2 years, and you're a poor farmer, you don't have much to work on, and people know that the people of Idaho know me. They respect me, but they know I'm not going to win, so they say, well, why should we give him money, because, we know what he's about. And thousands of people vote for me, and I appreciate that. And so I'm making people accountable for hearing the truth on a limited budget, so I don't have much of an IT score. In fact, if you go to my website, it'll say something like this, that we're out picking strawberries, and so we don't have time to update our website. And so then I refer you to see what I did last time running for governor. So I'm an unusual candidate. I understand that. There's a great judgment after this world is over. And if people don't hear the truth about government, which is force, how can you go to heaven if you'll misuse force or vote for the misuse of force? If you're selfish enough and blind enough to allow babies to get murdered in the womb, to overlook murder through unjust war, to let your currency be counterfeit, to let people destroy your Constitution, which is treason. Socialism is collective theft. Well, I mean, the way you vote reflects what you think about eternal justice, about the commandments, all kinds of things like that. It reflects whether you have a conscience or not. It's obvious the American people don't have a conscience. And so they just look at their neighbors to decide who to vote for and watch silly stuff on TV. All right, what else?
How's your campaign going right now?
Well, it's going very good. Today, what I'm going to do, the Boise State Broncos are playing, and I have a big 4-foot by 8-foot sign that says, "Abortion murders future Broncos." It's blue and orange. It's just their colors and everything. So I go over by the football stadium and I hold that sign, "Abortion murders future Broncos," and so people are pro-Bronco and they look at that and then they wonder, is this guy, it's a little, it nonpluses them a little bit, but it's kind of fun, and so that's what I'm going to do today. I do a lot of stuff like that. So, got any more questions?
Where can people go to learn more about you?
Oh, they can go to prolifeidaho.com. I don't Facebook, I don't Twitter, those kind of things. I'm a little old-fashioned and I don't have the time to do that. We have to weed and pick and sell strawberries all day, every day, and so it's very time-consuming, and we like it. We get to stay home and have homeschool, home birth, home medicine. We're just down-home kind of people. So God bless you guys for interviewing me. I don't know, you got any more questions?
Thanks for meeting with us.
Okay, thanks.